Today I want to talk about getting your passport for the first time, or if you're somebody who had one a long time ago, maybe you've lost it or something like that. The steps are essentially going to be the same with the exception of just a little section on the application that you have to fill out about that. So this may apply to you as well. So I want to break this down in a very simple step-by-step, just based on my experience with getting a passport for myself and my family. I know it can seem a little bit daunting if you've not gotten one before. Maybe it's just been a long time and you don't remember how. So I just want to simplify this very quickly. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start out here on this website, and I will drop this link down in the comments below. And so you're going to come here and then you're going to start out at I'm applying for the first time as an adult. Now, keep in mind, you'll do the same things essentially for the children. This is just rules, but you're going to do the same thing. This is the same process for them as far as the application and all that stuff goes. And so this will bring you to this screen, and then it'll have this list of different steps, and you just scroll down. And there is a video here, but it doesn't walk you through step by step like I'm doing in this video. I'm just, again, breaking it down, making it really simple. So there's that. And so step one is going to be, do you meet the requirements? So just go through all of this. There's a possibility if you've had a passport before that you can do by mail, but if you've not had a passport ever, or again, if it's been more than 15 years ago, that sort of thing, you're going to have to go in person. So just count on that. And so step two is a printable form that you can fill out, a fillable printable form that you can fill out. And this makes it super easy. So you'll go here, and of course it's going to redirect. And this can appear a little bit daunting just because there's a lot of text, a lot of words on this, but just know if you scroll down and you go to the actual application part, it's actually pretty self-explanatory. So you just fill this all out and that's it. So, and just know that even for your children, you must put like their school. I wasn't sure on that because he was a minor. Do you really need to know the school? But yes, I did have to end up putting that on there because I was just like, he's not an adult or a college student. Do we need elementary or middle school, that sort of thing? And they said yes. So just know that to put that on there. The other thing I would advise is fill this out, print it, but then also print a blank form, because if you get to your appointment, which we'll talk about here in just a second, and you've made a mistake, you have another blank form on you that you can very quickly just fill out while you're there. That way you don't have to worry about rescheduling and coming back and doing all that. So go ahead and print you a blank one for each person, just in case you make a mistake. Okay, going back to this. Okay, so step 3 and 4, let's talk about these. So it is your birth certificates and your driver's license or other form of ID that they have listed here. So let me just say that when we went, they told us that we would get our birth certificates back within a week or two of it hitting the person's desk that was processing it. We did not get our birth certificates back until about a week after we got our passports back. So just know that if you don't get your passports back immediately, it's likely that it's going to come after your passport like it did with ours. So don't panic if those documents don't come back right away. And then it does say make a photocopy, but we went to the post office and had ours done, and they did all that for us. So if you want to go ahead and print it or make a copy of it, same thing with your ID, you can, but they did it for us when we went down there. And I will say this, we brought our social security cards just in case, and they didn't end up needing those, but just researching it, just some different locations said that they may or may not require it. I think technically they don't, but they can ask for it. So I would bring a social security card just in case, and you do need to have your social security card on the application itself. So, okay. And then moving on to the next part. Okay, so here's just some special circumstances that you may want to look at and see if they apply to you. And if they do, then just kind of dig into these links and see how that applies to you and how it affects you. And as far as a photo goes, let's talk a little bit about the photo. So we chose to have our photos done at the post office. It was just easy and convenient for us. It was $45 a person at the time when we had it done, and that was pretty recently. and we just had it there. You can go to other places. They have other places listed. I know like Walgreens does them. We checked into that, and it was actually more expensive to have Walgreens do it than it was just to have the post office do it. So we just did it at the post office. Just again, it was convenient for us. Now I will say this, you can do your own photo. We chose not to do it because frankly, I just didn't want to mess with it because there's a lot of requirements. So you can't have any kind of an expression on your face, which funny enough, I think this guy kind of does, but you're not supposed to have any kind of an expression on your face. Can't wear glasses. You have to have like a white background. You can't have like any weird colors on it, shadows or anything like that. You also have to have like certain size, like it's a 2x2 size. You have to have it like at a certain level of your shoulders and above your head and just all these other dimensions or whatever. And I just, you know, I could have done it, tried it here at my home printer with my home printer, but I just, again, just didn't want to mess with it and figured I would just have them do it, and it was just convenient. So I opted to pay the $45 a person and just have it done. But if, you know, that's something where you want to save on money and you're able to do it yourself, then you do have that option. Okay, as far as fees go, let's talk about this a little bit. So we actually had to, first of all, let me just say, we had to pay for it at the post office, but then they had to convert it to a cashier's check. So don't be surprised if they have you do that way, something about how they send it over to the processing center. Okay, and as far as you have the passport book, the passport card, and then you have the passport book and card. In my opinion, if you have the book, you don't need the card. The card has limited access anyway. And if you have the passport, there's just really no reason to have the passport card. And so there's that. And for all three of us, including our photos and processing and everything, it was like $560. That was for 3 passports, 3 photos, everything, that covered everything. And then just remember, they're good until for 10 years. If you have a minor, it's good until they're 18 or whichever comes first, 18 or 10 years. Let's see. And then, all right, as far as the location goes, you can, if you need it quickly, they do have this option. I've never done that, so you'd have to look into that and contact them or schedule your appointment and then, you know, go through that process. However, as far as like the actual like just your normal ones, you're going to need to schedule an appointment. And I found that the easiest way to do this is actually just to go straight to the U.S. Postal Service. It's just a little easier. So here's this link. You could just go right to their website. They have a search function listed on here, but I found it just easier just to go straight here. And again, I will drop this link down in the comments below. And then you just go over here and you choose, you know, what you want to do, and then you just schedule your appointment, and it's pretty easy. So I recommend just doing it that way, just easier. Let's see. And as far as status, you can check your status. However, I would just add to this that really also you want to allow for time, and that brings me actually down to, I'm going to skip this for a second. And so you can do a brush fee, but if you allow for enough time to have everything processed, they told us 8 weeks, it ended up being 12 weeks. So don't panic and feel like you have to check updated status like frequently, because it's going to take some time. Again, ours ended up taking 12 weeks. So if you are going to need that passport for travel, make sure that you are allowing for plenty of time to have that passport processed. I say a minimum of 12 weeks, just in case they do run a little on the late end with that. So, and I've already kind of touched base on this with the documents. So we ended up getting our birth certificates back like a week after we got our passports, and they both came in the mail separately as separate documents. So I hope you found this helpful, just to kind of break down like what the process looks like in order to go get your new passport or a passport. It's really not nearly as complicated as it might seem at first. It's actually a pretty simple process. So I hope that this has helped to break it down and simplify it for you. so that you feel comfortable and confident in going to get that passport. And if you have any questions or if there's anything I can help you with, just drop a comment below and I'd love to answer any questions you may have.